All right, welcome in everybody to Post-Show Headlines, a special edition of Post-Show Headlines because we get to talk about, Johnny, a trip to New Orleans, man.
Walking to New Orleans.
I'm so glad that I came up with that idea for that song.
We're actually flying.
Yeah, we are.
And we're connecting through Atlanta. We have a long layover on the way down, so I know a spot to get you a good beer.
Good, because I need a lot of good beers if I want to get on a plane. But here's what we're going to do today. So usually we have 5 topics of things that are current events, random sports discussions that we have. But this is something special that we're going to do for you if you're heading to New Orleans for the big game, or honestly, if you go to New Orleans 6 months from now and go,
Correct.
I remember John and Andrew on Post-Show Headlines talking about New Orleans tips. And John's been there multiple times. I haven't. This is my first time.
I've told you many times, I think it's the best Super Bowl venue that there is. I think it will be the best time for people. Philly fans getting to go to New Orleans for the Super Bowl, it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's so much fun because you're going to hoof it.
Yeah.
So one of the things you want to do is some nice shoes that are going to be comfortable for you.
And shoes that you don't mind getting wet, I was told as well.
I would say if anyone remembers the old Springfield Inn in Sea Isle, you had to have a pair of shoes that you would wear all summer, and then you would chuck them out Labor Day weekend.
Right.
You're going to need a pair of sneakers, shoes, comfortable shoes to wear to be able to do that.
All right, so my first question for you, because you're the expert. I'm just here. Hotels / areas. You don't need to give a specific hotel, but areas to stay, because I've told you my story. I went to Notre Dame to see Temple play the Fighting Irish. We didn't book a hotel. So we drove there, and then we drove
around.
Then we were like, damn, we need to find a place. We ended up staying 30 minutes outside of campus, which was fine. But if you're trying to enjoy New Orleans, where are you staying?
You're trying to enjoy New Orleans. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 pointers here. One, if you've got price is not an issue, you want to be in the French Quarter area. That is where you want to book. So when you see your hotel, French Quarter. Second choice would be a little less pricey, Gardens area.
Okay.
You will see the Gardens area. That would be your second choice and probably a little less pricey. You do not, if you can avoid it, want to stay right next to the convention center. Right next to the convention center, if it says convention center area, there is a chance that your hotel will have bars on the windows.
Okay.
And if you have a rental car, you could end up with a busted window in your rental car. It's not where you want to be. The other option would be, if you have to price it, that you are going to be away from the quarter, Metairie, Metairie. Metairie would be the best place that you would want to book a hotel.
All right, these are good notes. See, I hope you're taking your notes.
Metairie would probably be a 10-minute, 12-minute Uber drive to the quarter.
Okay.
But you're going to save significant money on your hotel, and it is a fine area. And then you'll have all those amenities around the hotel that, like, if you wanted to grab a, quick coffee or anything like that, there'd be plenty of them.
All right, I need you to listen closely here. I'm going to tell you the next 3 questions, but you're going to focus on question 2. Question 2 is dining options, the restaurants that you need to make a reservation for, restaurants that you would say, hey, this is a place you want to go, your recommendations. But one of the questions is must tries. So I don't want you to talk about something specific. So question 2, dining options, places you need to make a reservation for, where John's made reservations months ago for, and other places you would check out.
Okay. Are you a breakfast person?
Yes, big breakfast guy. Well, I don't eat it here, but after the show I do.
Correct. Now, if you're a breakfast person that wants to sit down with silverware, Brennan's. Make sure you were in at Brennan's. Brennan's is one of those spots you want to be able to check out. If you are somebody who just wants to have a coffee in the morning and wants to have your beignets, which are big down there, you absolutely are just going to see Cafe Du Monde, even if you do that at lunchtime, which is probably what we'll end up doing, because we'll be on the air at 5 in the morning.
5 to 9 local time, New Orleans.
So Cafe Du Monde is a must. You can go in the morning, midday, whatever, and you'll love it. Very dark coffee. Very strong. It's a very strong French blend coffee.
Yep.
And I did Google that the other day just to make sure, because I don't drink coffee. But Andrew, I was telling him about it.
I told him I was in Paris, and literally the coffee is like black.
Okay, well, that's what you're going to get there. And my favorite restaurant in all of America for seafood, and I've said this forever, is GW Finn's in the French Quarter. It is exceptional. You must do it. If you can get a reservation, and I mean hustle, don't wait till later this week or everything will be booked.
Yeah.
And the TV networks, by the way, have already booked their tables. So as I said, I sat next to, at one Super Bowl, sat next to Matt Damon and Ben Affleck at a table literally catty corner to us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do not put it off. This is a spot that all of the people in the know about. Best seafood in the country. You're going to have the best seafood meal you've ever had. If you don't want to go to a place where you need a reservation, there is and Acme is the best place if you're an oyster.
And not your local shopping market.
This is Acme Oyster. It's an Acme Oyster Company or house. You literally will have to stand outside. You might have to stand 15, 20 minutes to get a table, but you will be sitting at a table and you will feel like you are in absolute seafood heaven again. That's where you have your po' boy for the meal. And then you have other stuff that you share at the table, like so the people who are into oysters. So many different ways. Andrew's already studied the menu.
I have.
Mr. B's is one of my favorites. So Mr. B's is where you want to go if you were looking to have some of the more Cajun delicacies that aren't necessarily.
I already told you I saw pasta jambalaya on the menu.
And that'll have the andouille sausage, the pork, the chicken, everything like that. Well, that's what you're going to want. Mr. B's is a great, great spot. It's a smaller spot. It's a big spot in that French Quarter area. You absolutely got to book a reservation. They're both, by the way, GW
That's why I keep them around, guys.
They're both on open table. So you got to hustle, though, guys. Got to hustle.
All right. Question number 3. Must-sees.
Oh, gosh.
Must-sees in New Orleans if you are going down there and also going to be a bit of a tourist.
Well, the one thing is you're wandering the quarter. And one of the things that you want to do is, and I would suggest to you is that don't wander the quarter in the morning unless you just want to admire the architecture.
Okay.
Because they literally spray down the streets with fire hoses because of the sticky mess, the people drinking, because it'll be open container.
Yeah.
You're going to have a cocktail. When we go to Acme, we will grab an open container. We will grab a drink, and we will have that while you wait in line.
Okay, cool.
So it's one of those things, but people chuck what's left in their cups.
Right.
So they come in with industrial strength. They literally spray it with like a soap.
Awesome.
And it smells wonderful once they get done.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell wonderful before they get it done in the morning. So you don't want to do your morning stroll. But you will absolutely have to see some of the shops. You are anti going into the voodoo shop.
Because I don't want to piss anyone off, and then I'm getting voodooed.
Okay, what I would suggest to you is, though, if you are a sightseer, you got to check out some of the voodoo shops. It's just fun to see it. It's corny, it's fun. And by the way, there are some of the most beautiful, if you're into architecture and stuff, some of the most beautiful churches you've ever seen.
I imagine,
So cathedrals and old stuff that's down there. And plus, you can also Google Jacques Saint-Germain, who is the vampire that still roams the French Quarter.
Oh.
And reportedly, you could bump into Jacques Saint-Germain down there because he's never died. So he just roams. So you want to learn about the legends. There are ghost tours. I don't know how big that will be because of the traffic. But the ghost tours of New Orleans is a fantastic sort of touristy thing to be able to do. But honestly, pack some really comfortable shoes, hoof it, and ask some of the locals when you're having a meal, what's something I got to see here? There's plenty to do.
I'm glad that you're doing all the talking in this when you're the one whose voice is going away. All right, so we go from must-sees to must-tries. And must-tries, booze, food, because, you can tell the people about the hurricane.
Well,
but the food as well. You mentioned the beignet.
I think the beignet at Cafe du Monde is the best. It's what's most known. They will make twice as many beignets as any place in New Orleans. So they are the gold standard. You check them out first. And I'm not saying tourist trap because people do love them and they're pretty exceptional. If you are wearing if you're just not wearing, make sure you have some wipes. Because they're caked in the powdered sugar.
Okay.
So make sure, because you're going to make a mess of yourselves. Yeah. I would say Pat O'Brien's, which is one of the things I want to do, is Pat O'Brien's for a hurricane. And the hurricane can knock you on your backside. And what I would suggest, if you're not a more beefy boy like me, I would tell you 2 could potentially knock you on your backside. So you plan on having one at Pat O'Brien's. It's a lot of fun. And if it's nice weather that day, you do not stay inside. They have an outdoor area where you sit in like an open courtyard with stone walls and statues and everything. And you sit out there and you enjoy a little warmth in early February. You'll love it. You got to do that. Absolutely a must. There are plenty of places that you can go into for po' boys.
Love that.
The po' boys, any po' boy in the quarter is not going to be bad.
Okay.
Because if they sucked,
they're out
they
of
wouldn't
business.
exist.
Yeah.
Because there's so many great places to have one. So what you can do is if you're with a group of people, get a po' boy and split it up. And sample some of the different ones. Split it up into 4. Everybody has a little bit, and then you bounce around and you try a bunch of the different places. The shrimp po' boy is a must. You got to try one of them, the fried shrimp. Got to do the fried shrimp po' boy.
Oh, yeah,
but
of
if
course.
you do the Cajun shrimp po' boy, all I always suggest, and I'm telling Andrew, is my tumblers that I'm always drinking full of water. Plan on, you need them in your hotel room. You need water because you're going to be boozing and you're going to be eating Cajun food, which is heavily seasoned.
Okay. All right. Last one for you. By the way, I always say he's a man of many hats. Johnny Journalist, Logical John.
I am. Well, Logical John.
Psycho John. That's the one that he wears the most. Yes. You're now also Johnny Travels.
I see. They're Johnny
You could have a travel agency.
I love
company.
this place.
You want to talk about the casino?
Yes.
So tell the people about the casino. Is this the place where if I can't find you,
you'll see me?
That's where I'll find you.
Harrah's is right in the middle of town. And
okay.
It literally is. Imagine like if you were downtown Philly, that there's this giant casino smack in the middle of like 18th and Walnut.
Wow. Okay.
Like right in Rittenhouse Square. That there would be a giant casino there. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. If you're the ladies going on the trip, they'll love playing the slots and things like that. Here's what I would suggest to guys. Plan on playing video blackjack. If you're like me, you're playing video blackjack because you are going to be hard pressed to find any table that is less than $50 a hand. So do not expect to be like, oh, there's a casino. I'm going to be able to go and find a $10 table. You won't. There are no $10 tables here. So expect that, just so you know in advance. Now the bars in the place, they got the video blackjack set up right around the bars.
Cool.
So you go play video blackjack if you wish. I would just suggest to you this. The minute you're ahead in any video blackjack machine, you ditch. You ding and ditch.
Yeah.
When you're ahead, if you're ahead $20, you're ahead $25. Get the hell out. Go to another machine because those things will come back and get your money. They're all rigged to balance out across the casino. So when you get a win at one, ditch. Wow. Take your drink. Ditch.
Johnny Travels. Is there anything that I missed or anything that we missed? You're the New Orleans guy.
Here's what I would suggest. If you're going to GW Fins, if you take my advice there, most of the restaurants will not require anything. Some of them will require a collared shirt.
Got it.
Some of them will require, there are some that will say no jeans. Usually dress jeans are okay. It is a very casual city though. As long as you are sort of well put together, you can do that. So have something other than your Eagles hoodie.
I'm always well
for a lot of the places.
Put together for work.
Bring along a sweater that you could wear 2 nights to dinner. That you could just put on, take off after dinner.
Yeah.
But there are going to be some places that do say, you're not wearing hoodies, you're not wearing baseball caps. So be planned for that. Go and look at every restaurant and know what you're supposed to do.
How's my hair?
You got a great head of hair.
How's it look right now?
You're like a young Oliver Hudson. So I mean, display the hair, but just know that you're going to have a dress code at some places that just won't let hoodies and hats in.
In case you forgot, this is 97.5 The Fanatic, not a travel company, but Johnny Travels.
I wanted to get this information out now because I'm telling you this. Man. If you don't do it, I would say by Friday, you are SOL on getting a dinner reservation in the quarter. So you're going to be stuck eating fast food, which isn't bad there. There's plenty of places like that. Yeah. And when I say fast food, I'm not talking about chains.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about you're going to be stuck in a place where you're going to have to wait in line or otherwise. When I promise you, though, that they're almost all worth it, I've never seen a place where all of the stops, all of the little dive bars and everything, they do it exceptionally well. It's a fantastic Super Bowl venue, and for Eagles fans, I can't wait for you to experience.
Just have fun. It's going to be an absolute blast. We're 2 weeks away. We're going to be flying out next Tuesday and doing Radio Row Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're going to bring you a lot of content, a lot of coverage from New Orleans. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all of our stuff on YouTube. Not just our stuff, but Best Show Ever is Mike Missinelli's show. Anything else that's on our YouTube feed. Check it out. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey, guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And, of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.